Madam Chair, Madam President, the faculty are assembled and the investiture ceremony is ready to begin.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand if you are able for the singing of our national anthem.
Please be seated. Good morning. I'm Mary Kramer, and I'm the chair of the board of the trustees at Grand Valley State University. Thank you, Avalon, for a beautiful performance of our national anthem. It's my great honor to preside at this ceremony. On behalf of the university, its board of trustees, faculty, staff, and students, I'm pleased to welcome all of you to this historic occasion in the life of our university, the investiture of Philomena V. Mantella as the 5th president of Grand Valley State University. And we are delighted you could all join us. I'd like to take this opportunity to recognize some of our distinguished guests who are present on this occasion. First, we welcome my colleagues on the Grand Valley Board of Trustees who are seated on the stage behind me. We serve 8-year terms appointed by the governor. And over the years, unlike a lot of what's going on in this country, it's been tough to figure out who was appointed by a Republican and who was appointed by a Democrat. We are all united in support of this university and now of our new president. Our board gives special thanks to the faculty, the staff, the alumni, and the community representatives who were part of the search process for our new president. The time and the energy involved in that process is greatly appreciated. We also acknowledge the members of the Grand Valley faculty whose commitment to teaching and scholarship makes Grand Valley State University an outstanding academic institution. We also acknowledge the many members of our staff, the President's Cabinet, the Provost's Cabinet, the representatives of the employee groups, and the deans of the university, and of course the Student Senate, who today walked in with the faculty as we celebrate the future of this university. They are very integral to the success of Grand Valley State. Not sure we'd have a university if we didn't have students. So thank you, students, for being here. An historic event like today's is also an opportunity to offer appreciation to those who were stewards of this land, the very land on which this beautiful campus was built, long before most of our ancestors arrived. Members of the GVSU Native American Advisory Council are here today, and as an institution committed to diversity, inclusion, and equity, Grand Valley recognizes the three Fires people, who include the Ojibwa, the Odawa, and the Potawatomi, and this was their ancestral lands that we now live and work on. And from the points beyond, we welcome all the delegates to the investiture from, I think, almost 40 colleges and universities, and from various learned societies throughout the country are here today. Your participation in this ceremony symbolizes the meaningful way the broader community of scholars of which this university is a part, and you're taking part today. Today's academic ceremony is really kind of a symbol, the pursuit of knowledge. It dates to the Middle Ages, and the presence of so many delegates emphasizes the importance that intellectual quests play in the regional, national, and international network of higher education. We are honored and grateful that you have joined us. Special guests today who processed with us from the field house are members of our alumni, representing the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and the 2010s. Thank you for being Lakers of a lifetime. Yeah, cheer a little bit. If that's your decade. Thank you for being Lakers for a lifetime and for representing the more than 121,000 other alumni of our school. It's a tradition at ceremonies like this that segments of the Grand Valley community bring greetings to our new president. So I'm going to introduce those speakers in the order in which they will speak. First, Dr. Felix Nagasa, a professor of chemistry and chair of the University Academic Senate. I also might add that Felix was on the search committee that brought us Philly. Ms. Kelly Dowker, executive VP, Student Senate, class of 2022, and a social work major. Timothy Bulson, president of the GVSU Alumni Association Board of Directors, who received his master's degree from Grand Valley in 2009. And Jim and Donna Brooks, general chairs of the Grand Valley University Foundation and community representatives. Dr. Nagasa, I believe you are the first to offer greetings.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Felix Ngasa, professor of chemistry and chair of the University Academic Senate. It is indeed an honor and a privilege to address you on behalf of the over 1,700 faculty at Grand Valley State University who have made Grand Valley highly reputable by their dedication and impeccable service to our students. As an institution, we have continuously gained momentum and earned distinction because the dedication of our faculty and staff is matched by the dedication and high energy of our achieving students, the support of our community, and also the vision of our trustees. Today is not just a historic day in the life of our institution, it is also a day for us to reflect on the university's 60-year history, to chart our course for the future together, and celebrate where we are right now. And where we are right now is thanks to the passion, determination, and advocacy of our past 4 presidents. I am confident that President Mantella will continue to be the same passionate, determined, and tireless advocate for Grand Valley State University. Since arriving on campus to assume her role as president on July 1st, President Mantella has demonstrated her generous spirit, her positive attitude, and her willingness to work collaboratively with all of us, including administrators, faculty, and staff, as we seek to provide excellence in education for all of our students. President Mantella has brought to her first few months an eagerness to learn and engage, which is essential to understanding the complexity and the depth of Grand Valley and its impact on West Michigan and beyond. In addition, President Mantella recognizes that the story of Grand Valley remains in many ways unwritten. To write it will take optimism, determination, and a hunger to examine the unknown. Madam President, the over 1,700 faculty at Grand Valley welcome you to Grand Valley. We look forward to working with you to continue the tradition of excellence at Grand Valley in education, research, and public service. We have every confidence you'll be able to lead us forward as we set out to reach even greater heights. Therefore, Madam President, we extend to you our most profound congratulations, goodwill, and good wishes on this momentous occasion in your professional life and in the life of Grand Valley State University. Thank you.
Support her like you supported me. Challenge her like you challenged me. These are the words that President Emeritus Thomas Haas left us with at the last Student Senate meeting he attended. This quote has stuck with our organization and continues to motivate us in our continued shared governance efforts with President Philomena Mantella. My name is Kelly Dowker, and I serve as the Executive Vice President of the Grand Valley State University Student Senate. Our mission is to cultivate a student body that is engaged, healthy, and empowered. Within my role specifically, I am charged with ensuring the well-being and productivity of our Student Senate as a whole. That being said, I am extremely honored to be here today, representing the student body. I think I can speak for all of us when I say that we are looking forward to this new installment in Grand Valley's framework. This is a transformational period for our university. We're coming up on the end of a decade-long building boom, the beginning of a shifted focus to the sustainability of this campus and the sustainability of the education that Grand Valley offers us. And now with our fifth president, Philomena Mantella. Since its inception in 1960, Grand Valley has experienced remarkable quality and stability in its upper leadership. As President Mantella is only our fifth president, we find ourselves in a position we rarely experience, having to place our trust in a new leader to see us through the coming years, however many that may be. Having had the privilege of working alongside President Mantella already, it is clear to me that we are in great hands. President Mantella is coming to this campus with a clear, forward-facing vision, and I, for one, can't wait to see where that vision takes us. She has been adamant about including student voices along every step of the process, and her inclusive, intersectional leadership style will create a stronger, student-focused university for years to come. She has had an enormous impact on higher education, not just in Michigan, but all over the United States. We are delighted to welcome her as the new president of our great university. As we reminisce on what Grand Valley has accomplished, it is important to honor how far we've come. It has become even more important today that we reach higher, further, together, for a better Grand Valley, not only for now, but for a lifetime.
President Mantella, Chair Kramer, distinguished guests, thank you for the opportunity to formally welcome President Mantella on behalf of the graduates who are here with us, and in fact for all of the more than 121,000 Grand Valley State University alumni. President Mantella, I say with confidence on behalf of the Board of Directors of the Alumni Association that at every opportunity we have had to meet and interact with you, our alumni have been impressed with your warmth, grace, intellect, leadership, and willingness to challenge us. I am confident that we will meet each opportunity you put before us, for we are Lakers. That means we strive to be lifelong learners, to better our communities, to be inclusive of, and to be active partners in the places in which we live. We are a living, breathing history of Grand Valley, and we embody the university's reputation for shaping graduates who build partnerships, communities, and lives. In the few weeks you have been with us, we have gleaned a sure sense of your vision for the university, and we have heard clearly your call to be flexible, to adapt, and to be among the change agents who will ensure that our place as a respected and distinguished university lasts well into the future. Be assured then, President Mantella, that the Laker alumni family has never been stronger. We have never been more dedicated to the university. We remain generous with our time, talent, and treasure, and that we will work with you to help Grand Valley reach higher than ever before. On behalf of all of the Lakers who are here today and all of those whom we represent, welcome President Mantella.
Good morning. Jim and I are honored to represent the Grand Valley University Foundation at this investiture for President Mantella. For those of you who may not know, the foundation fosters connections between the community and the university, which serves as our area's largest talent producer. We encourage employers in all fields to keep the faculty abreast of changing knowledge and skills requirements in the workplace. And we encourage the broader community to offer financial support to keep academic programs and facilities relevant, as well as provide scholarships for deserving students. Congratulations to the Search Committee and Board of Trustees for recruiting a new president who has a solid grasp of how our world is changing and how the university must adapt to provide high value to the community. Jim and I are convinced that President Mantella is the right person at the right time to lead our university and to build on the good work of her predecessors.
Absolutely. President Mantella understands that we're living at a time of major change, where repetitive work is increasingly automated and performed by high-speed computers. People in all fields of endeavor must learn to work alongside these smart machines to innovate products and services to a diverse and rapidly changing world. It's never been more important for the community and the university to work together, not only to prepare our young people, but also to empower working adults with the knowledge and skills they need to remain relevant. On behalf of all foundation directors and our generous donors, Don and I offer our warmest welcome to you, President Mantella, and pledge our commitment to your vision for Grand Valley's future and the impact that it'll have to enable our community to continue to thrive.
Now I'm pleased to welcome Tom Haas to the investiture. In the pantheon of GVSU presidential lingo, he's known as T. Haas, of course, but also number 4. He was serving as the 4th president of Grand Valley State University from 2006 to 2019. So it's fitting that the immediate past president of our university share some words with our new president and with all of us. Please join me to welcome President Emeritus Thomas J. Haas.
Thank you. It's great to be here on this momentous day. Chairwoman Kramer, thank you, and the Board of Trustees. Appreciate your attendance as well, and all that are here to celebrate this milestone. But I am here to bring greetings from all the presidents of Grand Valley State University. Jim Zumberg, posthumously, John Lubbers, Mark Murray, and me. In other words, 1, 2, 3, and 4. Representing the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th chapters of Grand Valley. And I'm picking up a remark that President Mantella made that Grand Valley is starting the 5th chapter in its history. In 2020, the university will celebrate its 60th anniversary from its founding in 1960. We're still a very young university. As President Emeritus Don Lubbers would say, we're still becoming. In chapter 1 of our story, scholar Jim Zumberg was tapped by Bill Siebman, by Dick Gillette, by Arnold Ott, others from the board from the West Michigan community to plant a seed of a public college in the cornfields of Allendale. It was a tree. Their desire was to fill the talent needs of West Michigan. Sound familiar? The public-private partnership that led the founding of Grand Valley continues through today. Jim Zuberg, as the founding president, intended this rare seedling facing the challenges and opportunities of a new institution supporting the needs of this region. Will it survive those first cold winters and those dry, hot summers? Will it be sustained? GVSU had high hopes for its future. Jim's wife, Marilyn, established Grand Rapids as home and connected with the West Michigan supporters of GV as family. After enrolling in 1963, 224 students, the first class of 136 graduated in 1967. This seedling was already producing. Chapter 2 began in 1969 with the hiring of Don Lubbers, a very young entrepreneurial president in his early 30s. Again, led by Bill Sieben, along with others, including Rich DeVos, Ralph Heilenstein, Peter Cook, Paul Johnson, Bob Pugh, and others. These people joined and helped build this university, and their names are very familiar. They believed in the vision of this new college, and they had the wisdom to support President Lubbers. Don's ability to share Grand Valley's mission and vision to investors and donors became legendary. He built a leadership team that included Glenn Niemeyer as provost and Ron Van Steelen as vice president for finance administration. This trio, I call them the three pillars, served side by side for the next 3 decades to solidify Grand Valley as a thriving regional public college in Allendale. They had the foresight to expand the campus into Grand Rapids, and as Don would say, one of the most important decisions was the acquisition of WGVU Public Broadcasting. These decisions enabled Grand Valley State College to become a university, to overcome significant challenges, even questioning the existence of the university itself. Through Don's service and leadership and the service of the three pillars and the next 2 presidents, Grand Valley not only survived at these challenges, but it thrived. The university expanded academic programs, numbers of students and graduates, and the footprint of the growing seedling grew into a solid tree, now with strong roots. Don loved football. And rightly, Lubbers Stadium is a model for Division II stadiums. And the athletic programs at the university have been at the top of the division almost for 2 decades now. And through it all, Nancy was by his side. Her wisdom, light, and grace that the university still enjoys today. We start the new century with Mark Murray when he took the leadership reins as the 3rd president, and Chapter 3 began to take shape. His background in business, Lansing politics, and a set of Midwestern values were instrumental in the university's success during his tenure. The board, led by Donna Brooks and Dottie Johnson, again chose wisely. Mark was joined by the 2nd provost, Gail Davis, and with outstanding faculty and staff, they worked to nurture the university and reorganize the colleges for the 21st century public university. Grand Valley strengthened its position as a university that provided professional programs with a strong foundation in liberal education. This tree was becoming ever stronger, with its branches now able to hold swings for students to soar. The centers of excellence, such as the Johnson Center, the Center of Philanthropy, and the Hauenstein Center of Presidential Studies, began to provide programs and opportunities for students and members of the community. The investments made of the community and members of GVU Foundation provided margins of excellence and an inevitable return on the investments made. The university was becoming a go-to place in Michigan. The state was seeing increases in the number of graduates from GVSU staying to work in our businesses and organizations and to raise their families. Elizabeth was steady at Mark's side. Her authentic concern for others was obvious, and her character and grace was integral to the couple's time at Grand Valley. The university saw its first national championship in football when the Murrays were leading Grand Valley, and the start of national recognition with the Directors' Cup. And now we have 13, the All-Sports Trophy for the best division NCAA D2 athletic program in the nation. Don was smiling. Everyone was smiling. Chapter 4, which just concluded, was my time to be one of the authors. In 2006, the board was seeking the fourth president. They wanted a leader who would think strategically and plan the university's future as a relevant public university. Competition was heating up for talented students, and Grand Valley had the desire to become the exemplar national public university that continued to support West Michigan talent needs. Trustees Jesse Dahlman, Donna Brooks, and the board were clear in their vision, and I was privileged to be called to service as the president in this fourth chapter. I saw that the focus on student success, which is embedded in the mission to shape student lives, professions, and societies, was a powerful mark of distinction. That mark would not only bring students to Grand Valley, but more importantly, it would see them graduate, and now you heard it twice, and now for the third time, with almost 122,000 alums. Well, we would nurture this tree organically and manage the growth. I was able to work with the board as an educator, administrator, and with the experiences of a former U.S. Coast Guard officer. My background was to plan, prepare, perform, and connect people and purpose, and always, always be a good steward. That base, along with the advice and counsel of an outstanding team of administrative leaders and dedicated faculty and staff, helped write my chapter. Our combined efforts with planning, the support of our foundation, and our growing alumni base resulted in that tree, now rooted in Allendale, Grand Rapids, Holland, and Detroit, providing strength and shade for a growing number of acorns. Our growing diverse student population and international presence on the campus. The array of relevant programs and infrastructure was strategically increased, and the programs to support student success were fortified, and shared governance remained strong. Recently, Grand Valley was recognized in U.S. News & World Report as a top national university. This is a community who worked together to weather a great recession, student demographic, and continued reductions in state appropriations. But we never compromised on quality, and we relentlessly protected our institutional integrity. We measured our outcomes and accountability for student success. We produced talent staying in Michigan, and the return on investment for Michigan Public University and those investing in us. And Marcia was always there to support me in this university. She has a gift of offering warmth and selfless service to people, projects, and our community. She is a servant leader. Now, with our reaccreditation in the books for the next 10 years, with fundraising goals for the second comprehensive campaign met, the university was ready to start its next chapter. President Mantella, Chapter 5. And it's already begun with the appointment of you. And you are all here today to see how this seed planted a long time ago continues to grow. But one theme I hope you observe in the first 4 chapters of Grand Valley is that the board, at the time of transitions, has always been able to hire the right person at the right time for leading our university. John Kennedy and Mary Kramer led the process with our colleagues across the university, the community, and other members of the board, bringing Philly to GV. President Mantella, shortly, I will hand off a baton that was shared with me by Mark Murray just over 13 years ago today. This moment represents the continuity from one president to another. Zumberg to Lubbers, to Murray, to Haas, now to Mantella. The University Board Trustees has once again appointed the right person with the right qualifications to serve and lead our Grand Valley. In Cardinal Newman's book, The Idea of a University, he wrote, which is still relevant today, and I'll quote, "Students, learners are at the heart, and the faculty and staff are the soul in providing the environment for their achievement. The outcome is an educated citizen ready to adapt and lead change. Leading a public university is a noble calling, and by representing my colleagues, that's 1, 2, 3, and 4, we look forward to this next chapter and its stories and its successes and its achievements. We have the confidence that you are the right individual to nurture our grand university, now becoming a mighty oak. As one would say during a Coast Guard change of command, as this day kind of represents, I pray for fair winds and following seas for you and Bob. So let me end with a Chinese proverb. If you want 1 year of prosperity, grow corn. If you want 10 years of prosperity, grow trees. If you want 100 years of prosperity, grow people. The seed planted in 1960 is adapting to its ever-changing environment and is now growing and shaping people for the next 100 years and beyond. Yes, GVSU is becoming. God bless you, Philly, and Bob, and God bless Grand Valley State University. Thank you. President Mantella, I invite you for this handoff. Same baton I had in my office.
Ladies and gentlemen, now please welcome Euphoria.
Birds flying high, you know how I feel. Sun in the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel.
It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. I feel so good. I feel good. Fish in the sea, you know how I feel. River running free, you know how I feel. Blossom on the tree, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me, and I'm feeling good. Dragonfly out in the sun, you know what I mean, don't you know? Butterflies all having fun, you know what I mean. Sleep in peace when day is done, that's what I mean. And this old world is a new world and a whole world for me. How I feel, scent of a pine, you know how I feel. Oh, freedom is mine, and I know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. New dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life. It's a new dawn, it's a new day. It's a new life, it's a new life for me.
Thank you, Euphoria. What a great piece, and the arts are alive at Grand Valley. So now we come to the formal part of our program with the actual installation. President Mantella and members of the Board of Trustees, please join me at the podium. One of the major responsibilities of the Board of Trustees is the selection of the president, the chief executive officer of the university. And following an extensive search process, my appreciation to the faculty, staff, who I've mentioned before, and the community members for their time and energy in that process, they all worked together. The committee was led by John Kennedy, now a lifetime member of the Board of Trustees, to develop and identify Philomena V. Mantella. Thank you to the other trustees involved and for the unanimous consent. It was unanimous in selecting Dr. Mantella to become president of Grand Valley State University. This ceremony is to formally install her in that office. We as trustees pledge to support you and the faculty and the staff in advancing the work of this university in the classroom, in the laboratory, in student life, and in the community. We charge you to continue to develop Grand Valley State University as a place where teaching is highly valued and considered a priority, where active scholarship informs teaching and helps students develop their critical thinking and problem-solving abilities, where academic freedom is valued and protected, where students develop their whole being through a variety of curricular and extracurricular programs, even football, where students encounter and develop a great understanding of the diversity that is reflective of our world, where excellent facilities support the best possible living and learning environment, where the resources of the university support the region, and where everyone senses the community spirit which is emblematic of Grand Valley. We look forward to supporting your leadership as you continue the development of this outstanding university. So therefore, by the authority vested in us by the state of Michigan, we, the duly appointed trustees of Grand Valley State University, do hereby install you, Dr. Philomena V. Mantella, as the 5th president of Grand Valley State University on this, the 15th day of November, 2019. And symbolic of this office of president, we award you the Presidential Medallion and invite you to share your thoughts with us on this amazing occasion. This is heavy hard.
Thank you all. Thank you, Chair Kramer, and to all the members of the Board of Trustees. I'm honored to be joined today by these 3 former presidents of this great university, Don Lubbers, Mark Murray, and Tom Haas, who graciously outlined the chapters and who graciously passed me the mantle of the presidency. They truly are dynamic leaders, amazing individuals, and they have been my thoughtful guides and will continue to do that for me. Thank you and welcome to our distinguished leaders of government and education, honorary lifetime trustees, former board members, foundation directors, distinguished guests, colleagues, friends, family, students, and alumni of Grand Valley State University. This is a historic day in the life of our university. It's a day to honor our past and charge forward with wisdom, with grace, and with power into the future. There are moments in our personal lives and in the lives of institutions that call us to work collectively to achieve together what we couldn't do alone. As Helen Keller noted, alone we can do so little, together we can do so much. Today is such a day. That is the reason behind my call to our community to reach higher together. We must use our collective wisdom, our collective energy, our collective passion, and just make it so. Just look at the collective wisdom gathered in this auditorium, with our dedicated former presidents and many others who have built this impressive university. There's a rich array of talent and expertise that surrounds us. Just breathe in the energy of the students who are going to lead for generations to come. Appreciate the diversity and the vibrance the community is today. This is because of the faith of our founders that they had more than 60 years ago. It is a momentous day for me personally. I'm honored, I'm humbled to be the 5th president of Grand Valley State University. I am blessed today to have mentors, family, and friends with me. They are my inspiration, they are my champions. First among them is my husband, Bob Avery, for 41 years. He has shown me love, patience, even when it required personal sacrifice and compromise of his own goals. He supported my calling to make an impact through education. Thank you. I'm grateful for my mom who's here today. Mom, are you listening, Mom? She's the only one in the room not listening to me. Her and my dad always showed me unconditional love and total confidence. What a blessing you've been. I'm grateful for all my family who love and support me now, although over a little greater distance. Vince and Bree, Nick and Verena, along with Vic, who couldn't be here today, Meredith, my brothers, my sister-in-laws, my good friends, thank you all for being here. And I'm really grateful for my inspiring grandchildren. 2 are representing today, Wondrous Halen, who usually interrupts me in the course of my remarks, and my best buddy, Emerson, who's going to do a fist pound with me right now. Thanks for representing, guys. I'm grateful for the many leaders from whom I have learned so much. 2 of them are here today that I want to mention. Professor Emeritus and former president of Northeastern University, Richard Freeland, and the current president of Northeastern University, Joseph Ayoun, who taught me the joy of thinking unbounded. Thank you. Above all, I'm grateful to God and his constant, unwavering guidance. And I want to give my sincere thanks to Father Peter, who is joining us here from Boston to bless this occasion. Let us acknowledge that on this occasion, as the saying goes, we stand on the shoulder of giants with a mission of human empowerment. Let us embrace our obligation to shape the future for those who have entrusted it to us and those who need us now. Time is the great equalizer in which we don't know how much we have to spend on the people and the pursuits that mean the most to us. American author Annie Dillard reminded us, how we spend our days is how we live our lives. Let us value our time, and let us grasp the opportunity together to author Chapter 5 at this remarkable university. Let those of us connected to this great place spend our days facing challenges by seizing opportunities and confronting complacency by unleashing energy, urgency, and passion for our cause. What is our cause? First, it involves accepting the reality of fewer students in high school, fewer coming to college, but many more who need college but have not been privileged with opportunity or resources. They possess enormous gifts and potential that we must nourish. We are challenged to address access and affordability in higher education and to win over those who say that college degree doesn't have a return on investment or inherent value. We must address the talent gaps. Leaders in business and industry are looking to us to meet current and future needs. The majority of our workforce will require more knowledge and different skills than they possess today. We must embrace the opportunities technology brings. We are now able to touch thousands of learners at all ages, those that are in front of us and those around the globe. Our cause, it's to build upon our history as a university created by a unique public-private partnership that's still thriving today. Technology and creativity make it possible. The demographics and economic realities make it mandatory. Our time is now. Our state and our nation need Grand Valley to seize a new reality, which allows a university in Michigan to be the next breakout university by asserting its entrepreneurial spirit, its history of being agile, fearless of growing and meeting changing needs, hungry to shape education to learning styles that are as numerous as individuals are different. A fair question, are we ready? Are we ready? Hello, are we ready? Yes, the answer is absolutely yes. In just a few short months, I've met so many creative and faculty and staff who are full of passion for the new way of teaching and partnering together with a relentless commitment of success for all learners. Our spirit, talent, culture, and community have the power to make Grand Valley a leader in education in the 21st century. Let's consider for a moment together what this leadership means. What are the commitments we must make to our learners, our community, to each other? I'd like to offer 5 commitments today on behalf of Grand Valley. First, we commit to evolve our liberal education foundation, adding essential digital and entrepreneurial capabilities to the time-honored skills of critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creativity. I will rely on our provost and our deans and our faculty to fulfill that commitment. A report from the Institute of the Future estimates that 85% of the jobs that'll exist in 2030 haven't even been invented yet. The author put it this way: the ability to gain new knowledge will be more valuable than knowledge itself. We must equip our students to survive, and who better than Grand Valley with its liberal education foundation? Second, we commit to an unparalleled educational model that embraces the reciprocity of learning. Let me say that again. It embraces the reciprocity of learning. It's the unique magic that occurs between teacher and student, the unique magic between people who share knowledge and ideas, individuals that are enriched by their differences, who are always open and vulnerable and consider themselves to be learners. This is how our students and faculty, my new colleagues, describe what it means to be student-centered at Grand Valley. Our faculty live this philosophy, and it can separate us from others, for which student-centered is simply a tagline. Third, we commit to experiential learning. We want all students to be able to take part in internships, co-ops, service learning, and study abroad. Ben Franklin's wisdom so long ago reflected what today's students tell us. Tell me, and I forget. Teach me, and I remember. Involve me, and I learn. Franklin knew what students today rightly demand. To answer that demand, Grand Valley will build a talent epicenter that will attract companies, nonprofits, entrepreneurs, and students, all who are eager to build and nurture explosive ideas and cultivate the talent to make dynamic growth possible. We envision a digital and physical space where the best employers will join with the best minds at Grand Valley. They'll fertilize the seeds that spring from the imagination of the best creators of our time. The talent epicenter will burst with energy and ideas and attract partners who want to invent and those that are ready to invest. Fourth, we commit to supporting more students at different stages of life, acknowledging their multiple roles, parents, students, employees, that make it critical that we deliver when they want to learn, where they want to learn, and how they want to learn. This will require us to build a sophisticated infrastructure that leverages the power of place and the digital medium. We will build the best adult learning for which completion, not enrollment, is a measure of success. Lastly, and perhaps most importantly, we commit to our Lakers for a lifetime, to be not only your community, your network, and your friends, but your learning partner. I'm announcing today for all Grand Valley State University students and alumni a program that is an investment in your lifetime vibrancy, underscoring our firm commitment that lifelong learning is a necessity. We will invest in and build together a Laker Lifetime Learning Account for all Laker graduates. This money will be available to Lakers to reduce costs and improve access to badges, certificates, and advanced degrees at Grand Valley. Lakers can return to us when their life journey requires them to gain additional skills or knowledge. This Lifetime Learning Account will begin this May. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you're clapping because I need to call upon my community partners to join me in assuring Lakers can always get what they need to lead. We need to be sure they can fulfill their full potential. The promise of our future demands these investments and, maybe more importantly, our collective fortitude. The commitments I've outlined today will ready Grand Valley and those who partner with us to create and shape our future as a 21st century education leader. We are all shaped by our experiences, our community, our families, and those who support us. My parents shaped my passion and commitment for education. They did not have the option of higher education themselves, but they understood that it would be a life-changing opportunity for their 4 children, and it was. My background motivated me to pursue a career in social work to help first-generation students like me navigate the road to a degree and a more fulfilling life. That early mission evolved into my desire to understand and challenge the entire system of education to open doors for even more students. In Grand Valley, I found a university with a positive and entrepreneurial environment, benefiting from unparalleled community support. I found a system open to new possibilities for more students. My strong commitment to all students at every phase of life has resulted in me being here with you at Grand Valley at this moment in time. We share a deep sense of care, concern, respect for others, and a profound sense of purpose. We understand that the diversity of culture and thought are at the heart of a liberal education. Grand Valley has a mission to educate students to shape their lives, their professions, and their societies. It's a noble and grand mission, a mission that's timeless, but one that must adjust to the needs of the century. We must reimagine education to serve all who would benefit. We need educational trailblazers who create new possibilities to widen and broaden the university's reach. We need educational entrepreneurs who will smile with a knowing nod because they've experimented and won or experimented and learned. We will answer the call to reimagine the choreography of learning from the one-size-fits-all assembly line approach to one that meets students where they are, how they learn, and what they need. We will keep education affordable. Grand Valley remains an incredible value for tuition in the lower third of Michigan public universities and among the lowest in the nation. We will support students as they realize their dreams, as they build their futures over a lifetime. And all along the way, we'll enable inclusive prosperity. We'll work together. We'll embrace the disruption, the glory of technology, robotics, big data, virtual reality, artificial intelligence. We'll act with urgency and passion, with our whole selves, because we know to our soul that education not only addresses the material necessity of life, but it allows for the flourishing of the human spirit. I am calling upon the entire Grand Valley community to let your imagination soar as we co-author Chapter 5. An opportunity of this magnitude requires us all to be involved, using the totality of our creativity, our passion, and thinking unbounded. It's our time to lead. We must have the courage to be bold, the drive to act, the urgency to move quickly, and the wisdom to steward well for future generations. We need to bring together all who believe Grand Valley is poised to be a leader in the fourth industrial revolution. We need those who will commit to the cause and those who will invest in our collective future. I was able to learn about bold moves and courageous risks right at home from my dad. When I was 10 years old, my dad left his job as a manual laborer to start his own business. He had no knowledge of what it was going to require of him to accomplish that. And he was the original experiential learner in my family. As he took those risks for the betterment of our family, he relied on his ability and willingness to learn. Through sheer grit and many failures, he made the most of everything and everyone he encountered. My dad showed me how to work hard, follow my passion, and turn every lesson into leadership gold. I pledge to you today that I will bring the best lessons of my life, the most beneficial experiences of my career, the totality of my energy and passion for students and lifelong learning, further ignited by each of you, so watch out, to the challenges and the opportunities that lie ahead for our university community. I ask you to join me with your best ideas intentions, visions, resources, and let's build the future. Together, we will reimagine education at Grand Valley, how it's accessed, how it's delivered, and how we keep Lakers learning for a lifetime. It is my privilege and my honor to serve as your 5th president, and I am certain we will reach higher together. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Students at Grand Valley are engaged with the university community and the world. We understand personal responsibility and cooperation. The great American abolitionist and political activist Harriet Tubman said, "Every great dream begins with a dreamer. You have within you the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars to change the world. Today is another day we reach for the stars."
As chair of Grand Valley's Young Alumni Council, I recognize the responsibilities we have as members of the Laker community. Former First Lady Michelle Obama advised, "Our greatness has always come from people who take nothing for granted, folks who work hard for what they have, then reach back and help others after them." As members of the Grand Valley community and Lakers for a lifetime, we will always reach back to help others.
The members of Grand Valley's faculty dedicate their lives to learning, teaching, and guiding students. That great teacher Confucius once said, "The desire to succeed, the urge to reach your full potential, these are the keys that will unlock the door to personal excellence." As faculty and staff, we unlock these doors and release the potential for excellence.
We are Lakers, we are leaders, and as chief of the Grand Rapids Police Department, I work with our community members every day. We need to make sure everyone has a dream. Astronaut Buzz Aldrin, who walked on the moon, said, "I wrote the book Reaching for the Moon because I wanted to tell kids that all of us have a moon, a dream that we can strive for. Even if you don't attain it, you can at least reach for it. Let us identify our moons and reach higher together."
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the voices of GVSU.
I turn around, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. Every time I turn around, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing you, blessing you, blessing you, blessing us, blessing us, blessing us, blessing us. Every time I turn around, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me, blessing me. Every time I turn around, blessing me.
The song was blessing me, but I think they also included the words blessing us, and I feel very blessed today. So thank you so much, President Mantella, for your comments and giving us a brief look into the future, our shared future. And I think I can safely say that members of the Board of Trustees were feeling pretty good about that future and our decision to unanimously select you as our 5th president. Thanks to the voices of GVSU, directed by Cassania Carter. And now, on behalf of the Board of Trustees, there are two freebies today. The first is, as you recess, you'll be receiving little boxes with this pin. It's all of the materials leading up to today, the marketing materials, the invitations. We used a symbol that had 4 prongs. The pins that you'll receive when you recess today has 5 prongs to visually describe bursting forward, it is a little burst, with our 5th president. So please wear your burst pin as a symbol of our new president. And then following the singing of the alma mater, led by Avalon Cuts and the Wind Symphony of Grand Valley, will perform as the platform party leads us with marching band to the library for yet another freebie, a free lunch. So I encourage you to please remain seated during the performance and as the dais leads the way to the library. Thank you very much.